Let us see how to work with the continue statement. We have just now seen when a program's execution encounters a break statement inside a loop, it skips the rest of the body of the loop and exits the loop. Okay. The continue statement is similar to the break statement, except the continue statement does not necessarily exit the loop. The continue statement skips the rest of the body of the loop and immediately checks the loop's condition. Okay. If the loop's condition remains true, the loop's execution resumes at the top of the loop. So let us see an example to illustrate the usage of the continue statement. So here is an simple example. Here we are summing the positive numbers which are less than 999, and also we are checking whether the entered value is positive or not. So here, while not done, initially the condition is true because done is equal to false. Sum is equal to 0, initially the variable sum is equal to 0, then done is equal to false. While not done, not will reverse the condition, so false becomes true. Not done means not false. The condition becomes true. Get the value from the user. If the value is less than 0, print negative value and then continue. What it means here is, whenever the user enters negative value, this continue statement will skip executing the remaining statements inside the while loop, and immediately it will not exit from the loop. What it does is, it immediately checks for the condition of the while loop. If the condition still true, again it resumes from the top of the while loop. Means top of the while loop means again we have an statement value is equal to get the value from the user. Once again check for the condition. If value is less than 0, if the user enters negative value, then again continue, means again skip the rest of the body of the while loop and again check for the condition. Suppose if the user enters positive value, then this condition becomes false. When the condition becomes false, body of the if statement will not be evaluated, right? Then it will move to the second if statement. If value entered is not equal to 999, then sum is equal to sum plus value. This print statement will just print tallying, means whether the entered value is 999 or not. Else, if the value entered is 999, then make done as true. Okay. When this done variable becomes true because of this Boolean expression, okay, means conditional expression. If this conditional expression becomes true, then true will be assigned to the done. Once the true is assigned to the done variable, this done will be passed to the while loop conditional statement. Then not true becomes false. When the done variable is assigned with the true Boolean expression because of this conditional expression, when the user enters 999, then this done variable becomes false. Sorry, this done variable becomes true. So this done is passed to the control variable at the top of the while loop. Okay, then this becomes true, not true becomes false. So when the user enters 999, the while loop condition becomes false. When the while loop condition becomes false, the body of the while loop will not be evaluated. So this is how the program logic works with the help of the continue statement. Let us run this code and see how it works. So it is asking for the user to enter the positive integers. Okay, let us enter the value 10, positive value. The entered value is positive, so this condition becomes false. If condition becomes false, so continue will not be evaluated, because if condition is false, the body of the if statement will not be evaluated. So continue is not activated. Okay, then again second if condition will be checked. If value is not equal to 999, yes, obviously 10 is not equal to 999, this condition becomes true. So it is tallying and printing the value. Tallying means it is summing the total value, and then since the value is 10, 10 is not equal to 999, once again this condition else part becomes inactive, because here we are using if else statement. Here the condition is true, so there is no need to evaluate the else part, so else part will be ignored. Okay, next let us enter the positive value 20. Once again 20 is not less than 0. First if condition becomes false, second if condition becomes true, but it is less than 999, so sum becomes sum plus value, 20 plus 10 is equal to 30, and this else part will be ignored because this if statement is true. Next enter the negative value, for example -4. So look at here, the negative value has been ignored. Once the negative value is found, this if condition becomes true. When the if condition becomes true, the body of the if statement will be evaluated. So we have two statements inside the if statement. Okay, two statements inside this if statement. The first statement is nothing but print the negative value ignored, and then continue statement. When this condition becomes true, so here in our case -4, this condition becomes true, then this continue statement will skip evaluating the remaining lines of code. Immediately it will move to the while loops condition. If the condition remains true, again evaluate from the top of the while loop, means again value is equal to get the value from the user, again check for the value. Okay, so that's what the interpreter is asking, enter the positive integer, because this continue statement is immediately moving at the top of the while loop, and then while loop resumes from the top, so from here. So let us enter one more time the negative value, for example -5. Once again the continue statement will skip the remaining statements of the while loop, and again it will move to the top of the while loop and resumes from the top of the while loop. Again enter the positive value, for example 5, then the if condition becomes false, the body of the if condition will be ignored. Second if condition becomes true, it is tallying. Since the if statement is executing, the else part will be ignored. Let us enter 999 here to exit from the loop. Yes, look at here. When the user enters 999, then this condition becomes false. This if statement condition also becomes false, because the value entered is 999. But what is the condition here? 999 is not equal to 999. Obviously 999 is equal to 999, that is true, but here 999 is not equal to 999. This condition becomes false. When the if statement condition becomes false, then else part will be evaluated, because we are using if else statement. So what is the expression inside the else part? We have an conditional expression, value is equal to 999. Obviously the entered value is 999. 999 is equal to 999 becomes true. So done will get the expression true as the value. Then this value done will be passed to the while loop conditional statement. So here the control variable or the condition gets true, then not true becomes false. So while loop condition becomes false, then the evolution of the while loop will terminate. So final value will be printed using this print statement. It is not the part of this while loop. Okay, the total value because of all the positive integers is 35. So this is how the L continue statement works in Python. Here we can replace these continue statements potentially with the help of the else part. So look at here, after if statement we have a continue statement, but we can replace this continue statement by using one more else statement. Okay, and look at the indentation of this part C. Part C has been indented inside the else part, means the body of this while loop is indented inside the body of this else part when we replace the continue statement. Part A remains as it is at its indentation level. Look at here. Part B as it is, but when we replace the continue statement with the else part, the remaining part of the while loop will be inserted inside the else part. So let us see how we can replace this continue statement with the help of else part using an example. So here is the example, the same example I have repeated here. But only the thing is, look at the program flow here. If statement as it is, but instead of this continue statement we are using else part. Okay, if statement and then the else part. Inside this else part we are using these two conditions. Okay, if else. So look at this code general format with and without continue statement. If you assume part C as if statement and else part, if else means if condition and then else part, and if you look at here, when we remove the continue statement we are placing the part C inside the else part of this if else statement. Okay, we are using else part and then we are moving this part C inside the else part. So the same has been done here. Look at here, we have replaced the continue statement with the else part and we are moving this remaining statement, that is part C, inside the else part. So are you observing? So now this if statement value is not equal to 999 and else part done is equal to the conditional expression value is equal to 999 have been moved inside the else part as per this general diagrams. Okay, so there is no continue statement here, but the code works similar to this code. When value is checked here for the positivity, else if value is not equal to 999 do the summation, else if value is not entered is 999 then this condition becomes false, the else part will be evaluated. So if the entered value is 999 then this conditional expression becomes true, this true will be passed to the while statement. So this done becomes true, not true becomes false. When the user enters 999 the while loop becomes means the while statement becomes false and the body of the while loop will not be evaluated. So let us run this code. Let me enter the negative value -5. So this condition becomes false, sorry, this condition becomes true and here negative value entered has been printed. Since this if condition becomes true, else part will not be evaluated. Again the loop will resume from the top. Let us enter one more time the negative value -4. Again the loop will resume from the top because of this if condition becomes true and the else part will not be evaluated. Inside this else part we have one more if else condition, okay, or one more if else statement. Let us enter the positive value, this time 9. So this if condition becomes false and else part will be evaluated. Inside the else part we are checking for the equality. 9 is not equal to 999, this condition becomes true and this else part will not be evaluated. Let us enter one more positive value, that is 10, and finally 999 to exit from the loop. Okay, when I enter 999 means when the user enters 999, this condition becomes false, else part will be evaluated. Inside the else part we have if value is not equal to 999, but the actual value entered is 999, so this condition becomes false. Once the if condition becomes false, it move to the else part. Inside the else we have conditional expression value is equal to 999. Yes, the value entered is 999. This conditional expression becomes true. This true will be assigned to the control statement. So not true becomes false. When the while statement becomes false, the body of the while loop will not be evaluated, means the while statement will stop executing the code and the final value will be printed here. So this is how we can use the continue statement in Python.